Beaded edgings add a finished and professional look to your bead embroidery designs. In this video, we'll examine some of the basic methods and techniques. Start with a clean, neat edge that's been trimmed smooth and is free of burrs or fibers. In many cases, you'll be stitching over 3 or more layers, some of which may be a different color. Try to unify the edge colors with permanent markers before you begin, and try to match the color of your thread to the color theme of your design. Nylon beading threads come in a great assortment of colors, so you should be able to come pretty close. A size 12 gloving needle works best, but a regular embroidery needle will also work if it will go through your beads. If you are edging a length with a separate beginning and end point, you'll start a little differently than if you were making a continuous edge all around a project. Bring the thread out through all the layers, about 1/8 inch in from the trimmed and prepared edge. Pick up 2 beads, then reinsert the needle in the same side about 2 beads width away. Run through all the layers, take out the slack, and then run through the second bead again, but in the opposite direction. Adjust the thread and the bead so the bead sits neatly on the edge. Now run through bead 1 in the opposite direction, but bring the thread to the other side of the work. Run into the backing and sneak the thread through the layers so you can bring it out of the top of bead 2. Now you'll be picking up only 1 bead at a time. This technique is really a modification of the brick stitch, but you're going through layers of backing, stitching base, and design surface instead of the top loop of the previous row. For each additional stitch, pick up a bead, run from back to front, making sure to catch all the layers, run through the bead you picked up in the opposite direction, take out the slack, adjust the position, and then continue with the next bead. To secure the thread after the last bead, run into the previous bead from outside to inside, then weave it back and forth within the layers and trim it. If you are creating a continuous ring of edging where the beginning and ending points meet up, start with 2 beads again, but this time don't worry about bead 1. It will be off the edge and very skewed until you join it to the last bead. Continue in the same manner with the modified brick stitch. As you approach the end of the ring of edging, adjust the placement of the beads as needed so there won't be gaps or crowding. When the first and last beads meet up, run the thread through the top of the first bead and bring it out so the thread rests on the front. Run into the layers, adjust the first bead, and then secure the thread within the layers. If the edge of your piece is not straight, adjust the thread direction and bead position as needed to accommodate curves and corners. You can add decorations to beaded edging. Here are a couple of examples. This is Benson. Thanks for listening.